Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thanks so much for stopping by. Definitely take a look around. Let me know what you think. Today, we're going to be diving back into Disney Mirrorverse, and we're going to be talking about Beast and Olaf, two brand new characters that just hit their roster, and they're very cool, and I had some time to play around with them, so we're going to go ahead and talk about it. But first, before we do, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. Let's just go ahead and dive right into this. So it's been a couple days. This video was supposed to be out a couple days ago, but I did have an opportunity to play with Beast and Olaf at higher levels, being part of the Kabam creator program. They allow us to borrow these characters before they launch so that we can test them out and give you our thoughts on them. So that's what I did. I've got some footage at the end of this video if you want to take a look at it, if you don't have them. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at each one of them. I'm going to give you my thoughts on them. I think they're both very good. I'm also going to give you an idea of where I feel I'm going to place both of them on my latest tier list. If you haven't seen my latest tier list, you can go ahead and take a look at it right here. It is for December, so it is completely up to date, with the exception of Beast and Olaf. We'll cover that really quick here. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about Beast first. Beast is very cool. He is a tank. If we take a look at his abilities here, a couple cool things about a Beast is that he gains armor. And now a lot of tanks in this game gain armor, which is cool. But right here, if you take a look at it, so when he hits an enemy with his heavy attack, he has a 60% chance to gain 10% armor. Each 1% of armor passively turns into a 0.5% of an attack buff. So that's pretty cool. So as he gains armor, he's gaining more attack buffs, so he's doing more damage. If we take a look at his special here, does massive damage, causes knockback, and he gains 20% armor. Going back to his basic here, as he gains armor, he's gaining attack. So both abilities really lend to building up his armor and building up his attack. If you take a look at his signature ability here, I'm kind of on it, to be honest with you. So if any of Beast's allies reach 20% health, hopefully not, but in the rare case that they do, then their Beast and that ally is going to gain 35.39% damage resist buff. And then for 10 seconds, and then Beast is going to lure all of the enemies that are attacking that enemy. That defense buff does increase as you increase the signature level. This also purges all attack buffs from the enemy, and enemies lured by Beast are inflicted with an attack buff block for 10 seconds. 10 seconds is huge in this game. 10 seconds, you can take that enemy out pretty quick. So I'm kind of on it. It's when everybody gets down to 20% health, and that's kind of low for me. So if you're managing your team fairly decently, you're probably not going to get down there unless you're really unless you're punching up quite a bit, and that's where it might come in handy. So I'm kind of on that, but I do like the special and I do like the core. If we take a look at the talents I suggest are right here. So let's go ahead, jump right into this. So we've got your basic talents here. Your attack and defense. I do like the protective instinct, so if Beast or any of his allies are inflicted with any debuff, it doesn't matter, any debuff, then Beast gains a 20% defense buff for 10 seconds. Again, 10 seconds is huge in this game, so that is very versatile. Beast is very versatile in a lot of different scenarios, whether it's dungeons or raids or campaign or whatever. So I think that's really cool, because debuffs are handed out left and right from the enemy. We also have this one here. So Beast's heavy attack and special ability have a 30% chance to inflict wound, dealing 5% damage there. Now, not so good with GKs, because GKs have an immunity to wound. But if he has a wound on him and it expires, then he's healed for 3%. I'm not really a huge fan of that one. I'll play around with it a little bit more, but I do like Stalwart Sentinel better. So when he's healed, he gets an attack buff. So again, as you build armor, you're getting attack buffs. When he gets healed, he gets attack buffs. So I really like it. Also, you pair him up with Olaf. I like that combo, and we'll talk about that. Talk about why when we go over Olaf there. And then Cursed Forest. If he gets knocked back, he has a 10% chance to gain armor. I feel this is kind of I almost want to just take Cursed Forest Watcher off and just throw on his basic for the 5% defense. Now, it does increase. You do increase the max armor on here, but it's such a low percentage. And as you increase this talent, you don't increase that chance, that 10% chance. I'd like to see that chance up a little bit higher to make this a little bit more worthwhile. But that's what I'm playing with right now. So that's Beast. I like him. Overall, I compared him. I almost want to put him in S tier, but when I really kind of take a look at all the different characters that we do have in S tier, he's just not at that level, I don't believe. So for me, I think he's a solid A tier. I think he's very versatile. I think he'll come in very handy in the map 3 raids. I saw a lot of situations where he would be useful in the Sentinel and the minions mainly. Not so much against the GK, because again, the GK immune to wound. But he can build up his armor. So, I don't know. Have to play around with him. I did unlock him. I got lucky. I unlocked him at a 4-star. So, I'll play around with him in raids a little bit and kind of see what happens there. But that is Beast. I like him a lot. I think he's a solid A tier. Now, if we take a look at Olaf, I really like Olaf. I want to put him in S tier, and I think for right now, I probably will. I'd love to hear everybody's feedback on that, but let's go over why I like him so much. A lot of S tier characters, reason why they are there is because they do very well in their categories, right? They either do tons of damage, or they're great supports, or tons of healing. Those types of things we take a look at. But also another thing that we take a look at is how well they support their overall team, and this guy is awesome. So let's take a look at it. So on his core ability here, he's immune to freeze and burn, but also while he is in the encounter, freeze and burn effects inflicted by all of your allies gain an additional 10% damage. Now that would help with the GK, so I think he would be useful there as well. Every 6 seconds he creates this Hearth Glimmer, which I think is very cool. This Hearth Glimmer, when we take a look at it, right there, it heals allies when touched. So in an occupied space on the battlefield, when an ally touches the Hearth Glimmer, he's going to heal them for 3%, and the Hearth Glimmer is removed. All right, so we're going to go grab the Hearth Glimmer. Obviously, it's going to be gone. We're going to be healed, and then Olaf gains a Hearth Charge, max stack of 10. Now, these Hearth Charges, we just take a look at this, stackable to increase the potency of his special ability. So if we take a look at his special, this is his heal, right? So he heals all allies for 6%, plus an additional 1% HP for each Hearth Charge. So as he can get up to a max stack of 10, kind of like with Scrooge, you wait for him to get to his max stack of 10 charges. That way he gets the attack. He gives the attack buff, plus he gets the highest level percentage of focus buff that he gives to his team. You kind of want to wait for that here as well, and then all her charges are then removed. So you could do up to a 16% heal on that, which is very, very cool. And then Cold Front here, when allies collect their Hearth Glimmers, they gain an Icy Touch, which is very cool, for 6 seconds, causing basics and heavies to inflict an instant freeze, 20% freeze. And that's just a damage. So if we take a look at freeze here, just go over that really quick. 2 ticks of damage per second, bypassing armor and damage resist. So it goes straight to the health bar, which I think is cool. Olaf has a 20% chance, and this increases as you increase the signature ability, 20% chance to gain Hearth Charge whenever an ally hits an enemy, inflicting them with freeze or burn effects. So not only can you stack up charges right here by picking up those glimmers, but you can also stack charges when right here, when they pick up the glimmer, you got 6 seconds to do damage, and as you're doing damage, there's a 20% chance for him to rack up those Hearth Charges again. So you can keep those Hearth Charges going, which I think is very cool. Now, if we go into, let's go into his talents. Here's the talents that I suggest. So you've got some basics there that give you health and attack. I really like Inspire Courage, because when allies collect Hearth Glimmers, they gain a 5% attack buff, and I like stacking that with Guiding Light, because then as you're collecting those Hearth Glimmers, you have a 10% focus buff, and the 5% and the 10% increase as you increase the level of these talents. So I think they're both very good, and they do stack, so you do get both. And then on Warmer Hugs, Hearth Glimmers heal an additional 0.5% at the end of combat. So at the end of combat, not the encounter, the combat. So if you have 5 battles within an encounter, each one of those battles is considered combat. So you're healing, similar to Belle. After each combat, she's increasing, I think it's what, defense. But here, you're healing. So let's see, at the end of combat, the ally with the lowest HP percentage is healed 1.5% HP for each uncollected glimmer. So you want to kind of strategically think about that. Is it going to be more beneficial for the ally with the lowest health to just go pick them up, or just passively get that that heal after each after each combat. And then Olaf doesn't gain charges that way, so just kind of a heads up there. I think that's worth it. I do like it. And that, let's see, and that 0.5% does increase as you increase the level of Olaf. I feel because of the support he gives, the increased attack, the increased focus, the heals that he does, I really do feel that he's S tier for me. I'm very weary about moving characters into S tier only because I don't want to overwhelm S tier. S tier is supposed to be the best of the best, and there shouldn't be a lot. It should be a very small percentage of the overall roster, but I feel he probably deserves to be there, so let me know your thoughts on that. All right, that is what I had on these two. A little bit longer video when it comes to these types of videos that I put together for you to take a look at new characters, but I felt that I really needed to dive a little bit deeper into each one of these and give you my thoughts and where I feel they would be good. I think he would be good in pretty much everywhere. I think he's kind of like Scrooge. You put him with the team, and I think he's just, you know, he makes every team better. So those are my thoughts on Beast and Olaf. Again, let me know your thoughts, and I'll leave you with the gameplay footage that I recorded earlier. All right, everybody. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.